We'll just go ahead and address this right now. I know if you're watching today's content sequentially, you're probably going to notice haircut's a little bit different in this one, okay? Everything else that was posted today was recorded a little bit earlier in the week, okay? So you might notice one video coming out next week. I forget when I got it scheduled or something like that. I think it's Tuesday. It should be coming out. The one that should be in this time slot right now. But I had some plans fall through on the weekend, so I had some time to cover some stuff that I wanted to. And hey, we got some speculation as to the Amber Heard witness list and what we can come to expect after tomorrow's debacle if we get through direct examination, because, well, as this thing is going to bore out, there's probably going to be a couple of days of cross-examination, so who else is going to be up there, and what exactly can we expect from that, okay? I'm so totally looking forward to this. It's going to be the highlight, definitely, of the week, and probably of the month. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but it's funny, right? Because you can compare and contrast the witnesses that are there, the celebrities, where they're falling, okay, and their opinions based on who they're supporting and why they're supporting those people, and it's funny. It's very, very funny. Like, you got here, okay, Gina Duders. She was on the stand in the first couple of days there. She's the wife of Stephen Duders, somebody you've probably heard brought up a bunch of different times throughout Amber's testimony so far as well. Oh, Stephen Duders, he was there, and might have heard something, but I'm not entirely sure, and he can't really corroborate it. Don't worry about that. Meanwhile, you have his wife, who by proxy is be speaking for the couple as well, saying that Amber Heard is a sociopathic show pony trying to destroy him. Well, to be fair, she was tested for many things, and Amber Heard is bipolar and histrionic personality disorders, or if you take the word of Dawn Karen Hughes, she is a sufferer of PTSD. So in no way, in no form or fashion is she sociopathic. So you might be a little bit hyperbolic, and if you think that the way that Amber's been performing on the stand has been in any way an accurate and fair representation of people who suffer with PTSD, I'm sorry for your own personal brain damage, but it's hilarious, right? I just want to highlight, okay, because everybody knows Dr. Muffins. Dr. Curry, right? Beautiful woman, okay? And then you got Gina Duders here, another beautiful woman as well. And they're all on the side of Johnny Depp, okay? And then at Amber Heard, one time or another, yes, the very, very, very fetching woman, but she doesn't really have any pull left, especially when it comes to support, and especially, 3 or 4 weeks into this shit, okay, because anybody, including the media, who is totally 100% on her side, they ain't buying this shit anymore, and it's verging on outright hilarity, but really, you just run down, like, the highest profile people and what they've been saying, okay? So you got Chris Rock, another domestic violence survivor. Chris Rock took the stage of the UK leg of his Ego Death World Tour on May 12th and reportedly discussed the Depp Heard allegations. Oh, and the Heard poop left on the bed, obviously. It would just, all you need to do is just bring that up. Everybody knows about it. It's the easiest joke in the world to make. Let's see what he made of it. Probably something a little bit more creative than what Heard made on a mattress. According to the British digital publisher LAD Bible, the comic told the crowd, believe all women except Amber Heard. That's a terrible message. You shouldn't just be believing everybody, but I do agree with the last line of that. He then added, apparently believing Depp's claims. Apparently believing? There's pictures, there's photo evidence, okay? And there's also multiple conflicting testimonies out there that it was either a practical joke gone horribly wrong, which she told the driver who took her to Coachella after she was so traumatized by all of those horrific violence accusations on, what was that, the May 21st situation, okay? Because that's normally how victims say, you know what, hey, they just try to disassociate from such a traumatic moment in their life where they got to go get fucked up on magic mushrooms and red wine, so whatever. But Rock continued, what the fuck is she on? Is she shit in his bed? She's fine, but she's not shitting fine. Yep, that's fair. Ireland Baldwin. Oh yeah, she's Alec Baldwin's kid who received all of those wonderful voice messages from her gunslinging, murdering father. Ireland Baldwin called Heard a terrible person on her Instagram story. The thing is, I know women who are exactly like this. Yes, your mother. Joe Rogan. Oh God, what did he apologize for? Rogan condemned Heard on his popular podcast, saying that she's a crazy lady. Wow, and that her allegations are not true. Strong stance. Good thing that you're riding the fence on this one, Joe, so you don't have to later walk it back or anything like that. I'm watching this trial, and it's like a cautionary tale of believing all the bullshit, forming a narrative in your head. We're rebels together, he said to millions of listeners. People are just as manipulative and full of shit like that. Doug Stanhope knows her. Stanhope's buddies with Johnny Depp. He wrote something like a little essay about how full of shit she is. And then she threatened to sue him, and I think he has they had to wind up taking it down. Yeah, you can go after Doug Stanhope, but good luck trying to collect, and good luck trying to make him look bad. Stanhope's hilarious. Oh, speaking of somebody who is the polar opposite of that, I'm not a big fan, by the way. Bill Burr. That's nice. He finally said something. Jennifer Aniston. That's funny. And then you got to take a look at the people who are supporting Amber Heard. Howard Stern, who hasn't had a good take on anything since the late fucking 90s. Not as many celebrities have come to Amber Heard's defense, but Howard Stern did not hold back on blasting Depp for his overacting at the trial. Really? You thought he was acting on the stand? That's the popular narrative out there for fucking mouth breathers that think that Depp was acting up there because of his cadence. It seemed off. You don't understand the way that Johnny Depp talks, do you? Okay, like I watched some old interviews of him, listened to a few just to get a little baseline as to, his cadence, the way that he talks, because it is very distinct. He's very deliberate. He's very pointed in what words he chooses. And in fact, yeah, I went back and I watched a super cut of him leaving David Letterman stumped, because sometimes he can be a little bit of a stone. And an interviewer can be trying to draw blood from him, and he'll just leave him with one-word answers if he asks bad fucking questions. And speaking of which, somebody who should probably know a thing or two about the cadence of Johnny Depp, it's probably Howard Stern. You fucking interviewed him before. This is from 2001. I can't play any of it, but I'll leave a link in there, okay? It's multi-part because it's been up for so fucking long. This was posted back in the day when YouTube would only have 10-minute long videos. That's been a trip, huh? But no, he interviewed him way back in the cut. 2001 was when the initial interview took place on the K-Rock show. This was even before the transition over to satellite radio. But yeah, even still, Johnny Depp was still speaking with his stutter, his deliberate pace when he would think of a word to say, and he would still have the same vocabulary on display. I'd play a little bit of it, but it's Howard Stern, and I don't really want to risk getting the video, clipped or taken down or anything like that. So if you want to listen to it, it just coincides with the fact that Howard Stern knows that's the way he talks, okay? He's not trying to fucking overact or anything, you fucking mop-headed nothing. Legendary radio host. Is he really legendary at this point, or is he just, taking an Amber Heard on his legacy right now? With his legacy being The Mattress. Show in late April. The reason I wanted that on. He wanted it televised because that's what narcissists do. Really? Why was it then? Okay, Johnny Depp wanted this televised for, what is now very obvious reasons. And then the other side, okay, Amber Heard's ever-shifting and ever-evolving legal team and PR team as well, wanted it to be non-televised, okay? Wanted it to just be kept within the confines of the courtroom. Once again, for very obvious fucking reasons. And if the testimony hasn't borne out to show that there is one narcissist in that courtroom, you got another bad take there, Howie. I think Johnny Depp is a huge narcissist. And believe me, I know narcissists. And what I mean by that is he figured, I'll put this on TV, so and because I'm so persuasive and because I'm so smart, I'm such a wonderful guy. Wow, that sounds like he's talking about what he says to himself every morning in the mirror. Stern continued, if he isn't acting, he's overacting because he's writing his own material as he goes along. I gotta tell you, he's wrong. He shouldn't be putting this on TV in any shape. It's also what several producers of the old Howard Stern show used to say about it. But anyways, who else is siding with Amber Heard? Well, Ellen Barkin. The fuck is an Ellen Barkin? Well, she used to be in movies, I guess, or something. And she's going to be taking the stand. She's going to be there in person because she had a brief fling with Johnny Depp as well in 1994 or something like that. She's a withered old hag who actually, you know what? Take a look at that picture right there. She actually looks better in that picture, which is, I guess, seemingly recent, than she did back in the cut when she was allegedly having a one-way relationship with Johnny Depp. he wasn't exactly all too hot on, stooping that low. You take a look at some of the exes that Johnny's had in the past, and yeah, she's definitely bottom tier for him. But she's going to be up there on the stand because, she's also made other claims. But again, you take a look at the different people that have been in Johnny Depp's dating past. None of them, okay? Not Winona Ryder, not Vanessa Paradis. None of them. None of them are coming forward and saying anything about Johnny Depp being violent at any point in their relationship. Nothing. Nobody's making any of those fucking claims. Except for the two crazy ladies. Johnny Depp to testify again in Amber Heard trial. Oh yeah, that's another thing here. Apparently, another report, okay? I've seen this a couple of different times. Amber Heard's big star witness, after she immediately, just fucking wraps up this abomination that is direct and cross and whatever the fuck the redirect is going to be, because they're going to have a lot of rehabilitation to do and they only have so much time to do it. They're going to try to call Johnny Depp as an adverse witness. Why? Okay, it's a strategy you can do, okay? They can do that. They can ask leading questions, pointed questions, to elaborate more on some of the fantastical stories that Amber's been weaving so far. What actually happened in that trailer park when you performed that cavity search? Why did you pick a Maker's Mark bottle and shove it in her box? Why was there still a wax seal on the top of it? And why is there still liquor in the bottle as well after that horrific event apparently took place that she connected the dots on for the first time ever when she seen that picture? No, don't answer that question. Strike that from the record. We're just going to continue to ask questions to the charming man who had everybody in the courtroom captivated in front of the jury, once again to reinforce the fact that Johnny Depp's very believable. Amber Heard's not so much. Why would you even risk doing that? But allegedly, according to reports, they're going to try to do it. It makes zero fucking sense. Amber Heard's legal team plans on calling Johnny Depp back to the stand after the couple's bombshell trial resumes next week. And actress Ellen Barkin is also expected to testify in person, not a video deposition, not a Zoom call or anything like that. She's allegedly supposed to be there. Sources close to the actress confirmed that Depp, Barkin, and Amber Heard's bigger-headed sister, Whitney Henriquez, are among the witnesses to be summoned in the Fairfax, Virginia courtroom. Oh, that's even changed so far. I thought she was supposed to be there, because I also read some stuff last week that Barkin was supposed to be there in person, but it also says that, yes, Barkin, an ex-girlfriend of Depp from the 90s, that's disputed in and of itself. It is expected to testify via video link. The Bronx-born, the Big Easy actress, maybe that was her nickname, I don't know what the fuck. Anyways, actress has previously alleged that Depp was abusive during their relationship. Again, during his libel lawsuit against Britain's Sun newspaper in 2020, the court heard a statement from Barkin claiming that Depp had thrown a bottle of wine across a hotel room on one occasion and had gotten jealous and angry. Wow, to come out with that bombshell allegation for the first time ever, and it seems to have coincided with that trial, seems very credible. Believe all women. Untrue, Depp replied, saying Barkin held a grudge. She wanted a proper relationship with me, and I didn't want that. So close to being red-pilled. So close. So apparently, according to Depp, she was in the rotation. And she wanted something more, and now she just exposed herself to be a crazy fucking feminist. Guys, another one, okay? Even if they're hot, even if you think you can change them, if a bitch is a raving feminist, stay far, far, far the fuck away. Let them die alone in their studio apartment, and only their cats will be there to make sure that the body never makes it to the coroner's office, okay? Let them and their bad opinions just fucking get drowned out by gallons of box wine, okay? I'll continue. Also expected to get called to the stand is Heard's sister, who was mentioned last week. Yeah, that one's never been in doubt anyways. But we'll run down the rest of this. I just want to get to why the fuck, what's the theory behind calling Depp? Remember how I pointed out, yeah, take a look at Ellen Barkin now as opposed to back in the cut? That's them pictured in the mid-90s, and other than looking like somebody dropped a disco ball from about 60 feet in the air, that's like a $25 cab ride from her left eye to her right eye. Terrible. Terrible. That is a marked step down for Depp. So I don't necessarily know what they're going to try to pull out of Depp if they end up recalling him, which will be a fantastic blunder in an entire case that's been performed with fantastic fucking blunders, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, I'll rephrase that. What if any blunders have come forward? And it's like, this legal team has just been muddle fucking around the courtroom and tripping over their own dick, okay? Objecting to their own questions, okay? Not knowing the difference between a hearsay and actual testimony, getting frazzled at the drop of a hat. They're terrible. They're terrible. But also, just like Heard's PR team, they've been recycled and they've been changed out. The only consistent has been the crazy cat lady attorney, okay? Ellen Bredehoft or whatever. Or Elaine Bredehoft. I'm mixing up different old spinsters, okay? She's cycled out, Amber Heard this, she's cycled out every single one of her lawyers at one point or another, except for Elaine. And it's very obvious why. Because she's controlling this stuff, okay? For that couple of minutes at the end of direct examination of Johnny Depp into the cross, okay? You could kind of see a brief glimpse into what Rottenborn and his team, the current team that's up there, how they were going to try to run this case, strictly along the lines of the technical definition of defamation, okay? Is there enough to go off of the claims that are there in the Washington Post op-ed, okay, to lead to direct defamation of Johnny Depp that caused the ultimate downfall of his career, okay? It's a tough case to win on the face of that, but the fact of the matter is, Amber Heard is running this case, okay? She is ultimately the client in this, and she's going to have the say as to what it is. And now she's ballooned this from a defamation trial to pick which side has been abused more, and she's offering this whole picture that's been disputed by literally everybody over the past 4 weeks, okay, that she was the one who was far more violent, and at worst, this was a back and forth tete-a-tete where both sides were in some form or fashion abusive. She wants to make that into the jury question. Okay, who is the ultimate abuser in this? She's gonna lose because she thinks, okay, this is in her head, okay, this is a part of the borderline personality disorder. This is the histrionics of the entire relationship. She amplifies all these emotions and she thinks that everybody's going to be along for the ride with her. Ain't gonna happen, okay? You think that if you cry, that's always got in your way, but you're 36 at this point, and it doesn't quite hold the same weight as a beautiful woman in her mid-20s crying at the same time, okay? That might cause the people to take notice, okay? And I'm sure it did. You take a look at some of those, or you listen to some of those audio recordings. You can't look at audio. You listen to some of those audio recordings, and it's all about her all the time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry what happened to Johnny in Australia. I can't lose him. I hope he takes me back. You destroyed his finger, you fucking belligerent cunt. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna get sent back to America and divorce proceedings are going to begin. Not unless, of course, you decide that I'm gonna take everything down with me. But if you're gonna do that, you better make sure the other side doesn't have receipts. And yeah, that's where she's found herself. So who else is going to be on this list? Okay, who else is going to be called? What can we expect over the next, not quite 2 weeks? Because yeah, there's a time clock on both sides. Okay, and I'm pretty sure the last time that the judge gave the readouts of what the plaintiff side has and what the defendant side has, it's pretty close. They both have 20-some-ish hours left to do their direct or cross-examination, whatever side they're going to be on. And I think her side's down a little bit, which is another reason why, if you're going to be calling Johnny Depp, just even as an adverse witness to try to make him look bad, it's going to run out the clock because, yes, as Howard Stern so eloquently pointed out, he has this deliberate style of talking, and it's an act. And if he's going to get called by the defense, okay, he's going to drag it out as long as he can and be very deliberate, even if it's a yes-no question, and be charming for everyone in the courtroom, of course. That's what he's going to do, okay? He understands, okay? He's not stupid, okay? He's a recovering addict. He's not completely fucking fried, okay? He knows what he's doing. I don't think that he's acting up there on the stand, but if they want to try to bring him back up there, he can reprise his role. We've seen it a couple of times. So who else is going to be there? We already know Whitney Heard's going to be there. Okay, we know that disheveled old bag fucking Ellen Barkin's going to be there. You got Adriel Abergell. Okay, a hairstylist and social media influencer. Abergell has been called to testify on behalf of Heard. He's a stylist. All right, to the stars and showcases his work with celebrities on social media channels. Abergell has worked with some of the most famous women in the world, including Kristen Stewart. Tried to put some makeup on her face to give her expression. Sandra Bullock, nothing terribly wrong to say about her. And Jennifer Garner. Cool, wonderful. In 2015, he posted pictures of her work with Heard as she attended the premiere of The Danish Girl in Los Angeles. Was that before? No, that would have been after, right? After she had her feet just sliced up by all of the glass that was cleaned up in the pictures that were taken before or after. I don't know. They haven't turned over the metadata or anything like that, so they could have been taken last week. Who fucking knows? But they worked with her together after the Australia incident. Interesting. Anyways, Amy Banks, Dr. Banks, oh yes, is a psychiatrist whose name was brought up during the 2020 trial and multiple times during this trial as well. Depp in the Sun newspaper and called, him a wife beater, which was, again, just a fucking bonkers-ass trial. Just running back some of the facts on that one. Depp spoke to Dr. Banks over Skype twice at a cost of £1,000. Fucking A, good work if you can get it. But I can't remember, is that the psychiatrist who doesn't believe in diagnosis? That's why that whole testimony, well, it's like, well, Amber Heard was never diagnosed with any sort of disorder or disease when it comes to the mind. That's because a lot of her professionals that have been around her don't believe in diagnosis. Can you fucking believe that? They just believe in therapy. Once again, it's a great grift if you can get in on it. Barkin, we've already talked about, and Barkin, how apropos, that's what dogs do whenever she walks by. Robin Baum, alright, publicist Baum, is accused of having a romantic relationship in 2011 after the pair were photographed kissing. Alright, again, he was just spinning plates. And it's funny, right, because this is apparently a different picture of them. And it's only in 1994. You can see one snapshot of them. Anyways, I'm sure the same thing is for Robin Baum as well. And again, I don't know what her allegations are. Oh, Johnny Depp was a great guy and didn't do anything wrong. Just an absolute fucking heel turn on the stand. That would be great. This case is so wild. Literally anything can happen. Jacob Bloom, Depp's former lawyer, Jacob A. Bloom, is also being called to testify by Heard's legal team in 2018. Depp sued his former talent attorney and accused him of losing $35 million. However, the Los Angeles Superior Court rejected the claim. No, again, remember, okay, the final altercation between Depp and Heard happened on the extended night of the Heard's 30th birthday or something like that. Sorry to hear about that. Or he was an hour and a half late to the dinner or something. That was just an affront that just goes well beyond logic and reason, okay? You don't show up to a narcissist's dinner on time or fuck even early and you don't dote on her. Yeah, that's a crime against humanity. That's practically a fucking war crime, right? But no, the reason why he was late to that was because he was having a big meeting about the fact that there were a lot of millions of dollars that were missing, okay? So that'll be interesting. Okay, interesting to say the least. And then Dr. Connell Cohen, who I thought was like, that was his last name. I didn't realize that was, his first name was Connell, last name was Cohen. Anyways, is a psychologist who had previously treated Heard. His name was mentioned in text from Depp as he described Cohen has done me the most cruel of favors. Was that the one they had marriage counseling with that he stormed out of? Yeah, as you've seen with Dr. Karen, Dr. Dawn Hughes, most of the practice of psychology and psychiatry is very feminine-centric. They definitely buy into the gynocentric worldview, where women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and the man in the relationship is just the overbearing monster if he wants, his side of the relationship reciprocated. No, you just provide literally everything, and the woman doesn't have to do anything in response. Great, wonderful. Anyways, Debbie Depp, that'll be interesting. Well, Christy Deborowski, his sister, has testified on behalf of Depp. His other sister, Debbie, has also been called as a witness on behalf of Heard's team. I don't know the backstory to the rest of the family, but I listened to Christie's testimony, and yeah, they were very close, but Debbie's much older, and there's also another older brother as well, so I don't know the factors on that. James Franco, who, the only time that you're going to see him in, on, or around the courtroom was that very wonderful elevator footage where they looked awfully chummy. Not unlike this picture right there. He's not going to be there, by the way. That was confirmed a long time ago. Jody Gottlieb, Heard's former publicist, I'm sure she probably has wonderful things to say about that, has been called to the stand by her legal team. She was a raging cunt and I couldn't wait to be discharged from her employ. Yeah, I'm sure it'll probably be something like that, but anyways, whatever. Whitney Henriquez, yes, Heard's sister. We already know all about that. Melanie Iglesias. Iglesias is a makeup artist who has worked with Heard. She claims the artist who covered Heard's bruises on her face in the 2015 appearance on the Late Late Show with James Corden, literally the day after Australia, where she was apparently pummeled about the face a la Brock Lesnar, Keith Haring. And meanwhile, just applied some fucking foundation and some tint or whatever and some arnica cream, which hadn't been created until 2017. But anyways, it'll be fantastical to hear from that. Elon Musk, not going to be there. That's been disputed before. Sorry to get anybody's hopes up on that one. Raquel Pennington, yes, a former close friend of Heard's, who, yes, not to be confused with the UFC fighter. I forgot about that. She's going to be there. And the downfall of that relationship, that ought to be interesting, because there's been testimony as well that Heard was also fairly loose with the hands with Rocky Pennington as well. So getting into that ought to be fun. Christy Sexton, is an acting coach. Probably fired if you worked with Heard, because you're what you've done. Oh, buddy. Not exactly a glowing endorsement of your skills. Gave evidence. Yeah, she gave evidence in the 2020 trial in the UK. She previously testified on behalf of Heard and accused Depp of being controlling with Heard's career. Wow, wonderful. Probably just having just voicing his opinions about, hey, maybe toning down the sexual conduct because we're in a committed relationship and those are my boundaries. Those are probably some of those controlling aspects. Fuck off. And then this disaster. Io Tillett is described as an author, photographer, podcast host, and activist. Yay, wonderful. This is probably somebody's going to get triggered if they get misgendered on the stand, so that'll be fun. He's really believed to be a friend of Heard's and has pictured several times over the last decade. Yeah, that's wonderful. Was that another one of those people that was freeloading off of Depp at the Eastern Columbia building? I'm pretty sure about that. And then last but not least, there's a bunch of other people, and there's a bunch of video testimony that's going to be played as well, video depositions, and it's like, that's all nice. But apparently, at least on the witness list, her former relationship, the relationship that she apparently muddled, to say the least, and had an affair with Johnny Depp, and that was a relationship that was broken up. That wasn't the only thing that was broken up as well. Tasia's face was also broken up as well, because, Amber Heard, with her previous and documented history of violence with a domestic abuse charge in 2009 when she was assaulting Tasia Van Ree. She's gonna get called to the stand. That ought to be a fun conversation. So exactly how did your guys' relationship end? How did your guys' marriage end? You want to explain that? Because that would be fun. She took your last name after all. Amber did. For a very long time. In fact, has it tattooed on her body apparently. I want to see it. She's 36 after all. Long since fucking expired. But would they have the balls to do that? There weren't any in this relationship. But would they be dumb enough to open up that door? Because there's nothing good to come out of that. Okay, you were cheated on by the plaintiff with your former partner, and then you got that messy situation where you had that homophobic or whatever misogynist cop who turned out to also similarly be a lesbian as well. Why would you bother trying to broach that? It's not going to help you. All it is just going to be a character witness. It's like, she was crazy back in 2008 and 2009, but don't worry about it. Everything was all fine and on the up and up, and she was great back then. No history of violence at all whatsoever. Oh fuck, I said the magic words. It's a situation where you're just begging for an unforced error to be committed. She says one wrong thing, that kicks open the door to let the jury know that, hey, there's one person in this courtroom with a history of domestic abuse, and it's the bitch sitting at the defendant's stand. No, I'm not referring to Elaine with her cats probably throwing them all over the place when they make a herd on the bed. Of course not. But it's going to be interesting. And as you can see, there's a lot of people on the list. A lot of fucking people on the list. A lot of people that don't really matter or anything like that. Why would you call anybody from the Los Angeles Children's Hospital? Yeah, she pledged to give us $3.5 million. Haven't seen a red cent of that from her bank account. Yeah, man, they're only going to have a limited amount of time because according to the judge, if you guys remember, it's supposed to be in the hands of the jury by Memorial Day. So it's 2 weeks from now, okay? 2 weeks from Monday is Memorial Day. So I don't know. Here's hoping for a train wreck. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping for, because I want this Me Too narrative to fucking die. But I've also said this as well, okay? Me Too will carry on. There's going to be crazy bitches making insane allegations, and there's going to be white knight simps, and there's going to be a bunch of feminists out there that are just going to continue to fucking push on, because guess what? Amber Heard is just so nuts and just so crazy. And this was one situation, okay? You can't discredit an entire movement, which, if you look through any of the allegations, just thoroughly discredits the movement. But don't look at any of that stuff, right? Believe all women, hashtag Me Too, and hashtag I stand with Amber Heard, and as well, hashtag MePoo. Fuck, just about got through the end. Anyways, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.